Sydney Smith here, scoring 11 points today. Questions for Sydney?
Sydney, when you talk about this game, it seemed like your offense had complete control of this game after that first media timeout. Overall, this was a strong performance by your team today.
I think we all came out with like that energy to like play hard, like not only for ourselves but like for Marshall and like the people that come to our games, because like the fans, like they help us bring that energy, and I think that we play hard for each other, our coaches, and just everybody.
I mean, looking at it, part of this obviously will have a record day with time for fourth and three-pointers, but you hit yourself 11 points. I believe that's a new career high for you. It really seemed like you guys were able to control this game. There was that one little blip at the start, but afterwards it really seemed like you all control. What was the message in that first media timeout back in the first quarter?
I think coach was just trying to like make us like say our defense for like control like the defense, because like they was just doing like drives to the lanes and stuff. But I think that once we stopped the ball, everything like our defense was just first, and then offense just came to us like pretty easy for us. So.
Sydney, I remember talking to Abby on Friday. You guys had kind of a bad taste in your mouth heading into after that long week after Duquesne's loss. You have 5 days off. This has to be pretty good to have another long stretch off, but this time going with a win.
I think after Duquesne, we took a day off, regrouped, and the next day we came and regrouped. Came back into practice, like, already had that mindset, like, what's next? Just pushing ourselves in the weight room, on the court, trying to, like, just make us better as a team and as a whole. So that's why we came out tonight with that energy.
Cindy, what's been like the camaraderie been like for this team? Obviously you're new and there's a lot of newcomers. How's that camaraderie been for you all? It seems like you all were gelling as a team off the court as well.
I think at first it was like a little shaky for me because like as a freshman coming in with like especially transfer, so everybody just knew it's awkward. But I felt like once on and off the court, we've been hanging out, we've been laughing, talking, working. So I feel like our chemistry is gonna get better day by day.
Any other questions? Sydney, thank you.
Thank you.
Coach Kemper following today's 104-43 win over Davis and Elkins. Opening statement and then questions?
Well, it's always good to win, and we needed to get back on the winning side of things, especially here at home. I think any team wants to play well at home, and I think we were coming off of a game against Duquesne that we didn't get it done ultimately. So we wanted to play well today, and it's good to watch your shot go in, and that definitely happened. I know that we've got 4 games going into Christmas now, and it starts with Wright State on Friday. They're huge games, and 3 of the 4 at home. The lone road game is maybe against the best team that we've played here at Marshall, South Florida, in a really long time. I just watched them the other night beat Texas at Texas. So huge challenge that. I think we'll take a night like tonight going into it, but we need to be hungry and humble about what's ahead, and we need to grow over. We'll be off tomorrow. We're in finals week, so sometimes that's a difficult week. They have a lot of different things to manage well, and so we'll be off tomorrow, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll prepare for Wright State in here.
Coach, talk about Taylor Hargis today. I was looking at the record book halfway through the game. First 6 3-pointers, that moves are tied for 4th all-time in program history. I mean, this is a great game for her. Just talk about her overall performance today.
Yeah, I mean, Tara's a good shooter, and we knew that when we got her from out of the portal, and she's got some length that I like as well, and but at the same time she's growing as a player too, and I think the last couple games you've seen her shoot well off the move, and players that can shoot it like that, you eventually have to start making more difficult shots, and I think you're seeing her do that right now, and she's going to have to continue to do that, for our team. But she shot the ball well. That's what she's paid to do, sort of, is when you're open, you got to make them, and I thought she did tonight.
Abby Beeman went down with the injury there in the second quarter. Came back in the third quarter, saw some minutes. So any lingering effects from that injury, or is she good to go for Friday?
Well, she was fine in there today. She's a tough kid, so Her shot was not falling tonight. She had 12 assists, which I don't recall, and we've had some good point guards. I don't recall 12 assists in maybe the 11 years I've been here. And she has the ability to throw people open. And I'm getting ready to go watch my guy Patrick Mahomes play the Bengals here in a second, and he does the same thing. He can take the ball and put it in a spot that is the space is there, the players maybe not, and I think our team has grown in their ability to kind of understand, like, hey, if I can get behind her head, Abby can get it to me. And early in the game, I thought they did a nice job. They made some shots on us, and we actually were scoring, but we couldn't get enough stops to really push. And she really opened the game up in transition with her ability to pass. So hopefully she'll be fine. A strength of this team is depth, and so if we're not, we'll have to be ready to go. And we have young depth and we have old depth. So it doesn't matter. We need to be ready to play on Friday.
She had 7 rebounds. She's very close to a double-double.
Yeah, we give out monthly awards for best communicator, which is kind of a subjective thing, which was Sam LaFawn. We give out awards for hustle plays, which is Kia Civils this past month, which we track those things, just extra effort plays. And then we give out one for rebounds and assists. And she was rebounding leader last month, and she was assist leader. So that does not surprise me at all. She is a guard that gets in there and rebounds.
Coach, you see that the immediate timeout in the first quarter, your team was able to take control. You checked in with Fawn and Mayer, and that kind of helped with like the height. What was the message to your team? Because in that first quarter that started, kind of like Davis Elkins had a response for every single time you scored.
Yeah, I thought we picked up our energy level a little bit. Sam was great. Sam LaFawn was great early on at kind of changing the pace that they were having to run. She really ran rim to rim hard, and that opened up things for really others at the time. She kind of put a lot of pressure on the basket that they had to contain, and then that got us easy looks around. So, I don't know that I knew all that was going to happen when I thought we looked a little bit tired, so we subbed a couple people, and we talked about our defense and the fact that we needed to find a way to get some more stops. I don't think that our defense is anywhere near where it needs to be. I think we're going to feel like it is when we walk out of here, and we've got a long way to go to get to where I want to be.
Coach, and you talk about 3 or 4 before the Christmas holiday, 3 tough opponents. How big is a game like today to kind of at least boost that confidence up, before you take on 3 difficult tests back to back to back, and a couple of them in a very tight turnaround with Wright State and South Florida?
Yeah, I mean, it should. You hope it does. But at the same time, as I talk about all the time, basketball is a really volatile sport. So, Wright State is, I don't know, we might make our first 2 shots, and that really won't matter because they're going to make 2 at some point in time too. So you've got to be really level-headed about how you go about your business. And I think we have had a good week against Duquesne. I think there's things that went on that we really tried to focus on. Let's get better at these things. And, clock management at the end of the quarter. At the end of the first quarter, we did that much better than we did at Duquesne. And it cost us at Duquesne. We shot too early, and they got baskets at the end of the first quarter and the second quarter that were 5 points. And what was it, 77-72? And so those things, I think that we've improved. I promise we'll make mistakes at that stuff too, but I think it's on our radar now that we have to be better at it. So I think last week was a good week. I think this week we probably need to get back to a little bit just defensive principles and how we're going to beat good basketball teams. And hopefully we carry it over into Friday night.
Any other questions? Great. Thank you.
Thank you. See you guys.
See ya. Thank you.
Go enjoy the Chiefs.
That's right. It's a good game. It's a great game.